Hi everyone.
Hi
Hello.
everyone.
Hello to the listeners.
Hello to the listeners.
So today I've actually been watching that show called The Bear.
The bear.
The Bear, remember I was watching it last night, the chef show? That show has sent me on many existential crises over the past few weeks. But one of the things they showed in that TV show is they showed this. Basically, it's like a restaurant, and everybody's worked there for a while. It's a very trashy restaurant, and then they sort of turn it. It had a lot of heart. They turned it into a fine dining restaurant, and in that process, they sent a lot of these chefs to go and intern at these Michelin best restaurants in the world. They go to Copenhagen, all of that, and then they find this purpose and this meaning. So when you watch the show, you just see how they instill this purpose. So that's like the topic for today, purpose. Like when they make a dessert, right? They say the dessert has an ice cream, a jelly, and a crumble. There's one person who dedicatedly makes the jelly.
Right.
And when they make the jelly, they put their whole heart into it. Even though it's one component of one dish in this restaurant, the purpose is still found in making that jelly.
Right.
And how do you find that for yourself? Or even if you're somebody who just says you're creating something and you want to instill that purpose into somebody else, right? It's just like, I don't even know how to start.
No, I think it's a very difficult question to navigate. But to simplify it, I think all that anyone wants to do is find a means where they can live themselves out truthfully. See whether this makes sense to you. Like somehow, I want to live out my authenticity. And whenever you find something that you can live out your authenticity, you find your purpose. Let's say this restaurant, right? Somebody is doing the jelly or whatever they're doing, and they put their whole heart to it. It's not the jelly, It's somewhere they are putting their authenticity. Maybe their authenticity could be people deserves the best. Or the authenticity could be people deserve uncompromised service.
Yeah, so you finish first. You finish first.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, so this is what they talked about a lot in that episode. It's like the guy who came, they just made him polish the forks. That's his job. For 3 days, he's polishing the forks. And he's like, why am I doing this? Like, why the fuck are you making me polish? I can't even touch the food. And they're like, no, listen, this restaurant, people are dying to come here. People save their money to come here. And when they get to come here, it is one of the it's a memory for them. It's
Very
important to them. So we cannot have a smudge on the fork. And it means something.
So what is it? Even though it means something for them, it's a confession to yourself, right? Right? Like if you ask me what would be my purpose, it's a very difficult question for me to answer. I was just defending my authenticity. Not that my authenticity is a greater authenticity than somebody else. I was just trying to be truthful. Like in the Hindu, and there's a mantra, called Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means truth. I want to embody my truth. Follow this, huh? But when I embody my truth, I'm not converting you into my truth. I am living my truth. Follow? Chit is when I'm in union. So they're saying, when I know my truth, and that's not easy to come by. Maybe that's the episode today. Chit is I'm in union with that truth. There's many meaning, but I give you another meaning. And they said when you attain to this, you explode into bliss. So now, what is purpose? I think you must discover what is your authenticity. What is truthfully to you? I don't want people to be oppressed. I don't want people to be judged. I don't want people to be paid more or less. I want to look at everyone equally. Same, they call it, right? But do you know what it takes to discover that? You are a ready-made culture, You swipe Instagram, you get advice everywhere. Do you know what it takes to find your authenticity? And it's not a mental process. You discover it. I tell you a story. This might not be the most pleasant story, but remember, it was many, 50 years ago, or 40 years ago, 45 years ago, and I was a boy. I remember walking back from school. There's a particular pathway we walked back, and there was a small farm. Nobody knows whose farm it is. That's our road, as far as we are concerned. I came back, my friend came running to me and cried. I said, what happened? He said, they beat me. I said, why did they beat you? They said, because I took some rambutan, fruit. I think the statute of limitation is over. I went and torched the farm.
Oh my
I know.
God.
I touched it and I stood there. And the crazy part is, I don't know whether you want to keep this, you can cut it out. I stood there. And the guy, I didn't even know.
You touched the whole farm?
No, one part. I wanting to touch the whole farm. The guy ran to me, he was so angry, he wanted to beat me. And then all I told him, lucky the whole farm didn't burn, right? He stood, looked at me for a long time and he said, okay, next time, take fruits you want, but just don't do anything. Right or wrong, I didn't know. I said, no, they're not doing that to my friend. Because as far as we are concerned.
Wrong.
No, you see, those days. As far as we are concerned, and I don't even know whether that's his land. It could be a forest land that he farmed. We walked there and he took 4 fruits, you don't beat him. And he really beat him bad. He like there was whip mark on his back. And I'm saying, no, you're not. Do you know what it did to me? I was surprised I did it. I didn't even tell my friend. I just went and I touched it and I stood there. Not I touched and I ran away. I stood there. He might beat me up. Now, let me tell you this. It's not I'm brave. It's not I'm special. There was a rage in me. You are not going to do that to my friend. Then I found out, oh my God, that means a lot to me. Follow? The incident is wrong. My behavior is probably wrong. But those days, there's no such thing. You must understand, those days is just forest, is our backyard. We play. We walk. That's the road. We walk to the school and come back. It's next to a Chinese school. We walk past by. But no matter how much my friend took, he took a few. And from that day till the time I left the town, if I see him, I'll go pluck. I'll go pluck a lot and I'll come back. I'm like, no, you're not doing. I don't recognize it's your land. I don't recognize it's our path. This is how we walk to school. This is our place. And there's a fruit he's going to take. And there's no loss to him. But leave that subject. What it told me. Then there's another island, in my hometown there's beaches. There's one island, maybe, 3 kilometers, 5 maximum. I've been trying to get to that island for months and years. Like, every day I'll swim there. And one day I did it. What did it show about me? No, I'm not going to back down a challenge. I'm not going to run away. I'm going to live a life in master, whatever you want to call it. And I didn't want to be that person. I discovered I am that person. Follow? That means is authenticity what I cannot help it. I know some restaurants I've been to, some people. If slightly wrong, I can see the chief chef will come and take the plate away. He said, go prepare it again. I wouldn't even know the difference. He knows, right? That means he is living some truth, right? So can I say purpose is when your truth meets something in which you can live your truth out. Does it make sense?
It does. But I think it's also about it's finding that purpose and instilling that meaning so that what you do, the chef coming back and taking that plate of food, right, is because there is a standard there.
Yeah.
And it needs to be
No, but is he upholding the standard or it is his inner standard?
Yeah, it is his inner standard. But how, I guess if you're fostering a team, right, you're working on a project, can you even expect that out of everybody else?
No, if that person don't have it, then that's the wrong person for that place. You see, you cannot bring people and shove your meaning to them. You have to find people, when they come together, somehow through that project, they can live their own meaning. It doesn't have to be the same thing. Like, I don't want people, I don't know whether that's true, but I don't want people to be abused. I don't want people to be bullied. That's mine. Somebody else can come, might not have the same value, but they can comply to the same effort. So purpose is your authenticity. Something about you cannot help it. Hang on. You live in a generation that says everybody can be everybody. I come from a generation, we discover who we are, which we can't help it. Right now, you know what is happening? Everybody is trying to be everybody. They are not finding to say, this is me and I can't help it. I cannot help it. This is maybe you can say my purest state. right or wrong. See, a purer state is a purer state. You can use it right, you can use it wrong. But this is me. If I violate that, I violate me. And if I violate me, suddenly I don't find the purpose of living. A lot of people think the meaning of life is some super galactic, this so-called gurus give, oh, you are oneness with universe, you are this. They take some beautiful master's word and bastardize it. The only essential that you can ever connect is my truth. What is my truth? Again, when I say this, everybody has that truth. It's not my truth overrides your truth. That chef who took the plate away, I'll say, it's okay. I would not know the difference. I would be humane to the guy who misserved me. That will be my purpose. I say, please don't fuss about it. I'm okay. It's all right. I'm not worth it. Maybe also because I want to be kind to the guy who delivered. But he will say, no, that is not my authenticity. And I think that is the most beautiful dialogue.
No, but I feel like that is exactly it though. And I think that's where it can get a little frustrating, right? Like for you, I feel like you'll say, it's okay lah. It's not because you don't want the best, you don't want that, but you're thinking about the people. For me, I always feel like I'm thinking about the work and I'm thinking about me in a sense. Maybe you correct me if I'm wrong here. Like for me, if I'm working on something, we are finished. We are said finished.
So you are what? Now, somebody who can put yourself aside for the all.
Yeah.
But if the other person cannot do?
And that's my issue, the way I don't know how to manage it. Like just say, like I'm saying, we finish a project 100%. It's done. They show it to me. I'm just doing the final check. In the final check, I see this can be better. This can be better. It's good. It can be better. And in making it better, I'm going to call the guys. I'm going to say, hey, you got to come back in. We're going to fix this. Some people can understand. They do. It's of course like, Afshi, are you serious? And I'm like, sorry, I just got it. But some people cannot understand that.
You see, the people who cannot understand are the people who have not found their authenticity, who believe they can mold themselves to be anything they want to be. Hang on. Let me get this point across. My father said this. He says, let me quote him properly. Two types of people. One, people who think any way you can live. Another type of people who knows only this way to live. There are people who want to live their authenticity. There are people who think authenticity is bullshit. It's all about survival. It's all about getting the best deal out of it. Because being authentic is costly. If the chef take away my plate, it just cost him that plate. Nobody's going to eat it. He's probably going to throw it away, the food. Right? So the authenticity is costly. Now you are asking authenticity from people who don't have integrity. Then you must know you must have to build another team.
Yeah, it's like this notion of like finding the purpose, right? Because like sometimes like I always think it's like, oh, maybe I feel this way because I'm like the vision I'm trying to serve is mine. But when I think back, for a long time, I thought I was very lazy. I really thought I couldn't work. Like I'm just like, I don't even care. Like I don't care about my jobs. Like it's not, I'll finish my work and do it properly, but I don't care. And then one time I worked on this project. I've never thought about soil before in my life. And this project was for World Soil Day. Me and Anba worked on it together. And I didn't know I could care that much about this project. We were working on it, getting it absolutely perfect.
No, did you care about the soil or did you care about giving the best of you? Did you care about being selfless? Did you care about honoring? That might be your authenticity. Like, it's not about me. It's about everyone. Then you can put yourself aside. Are you discovering something about you? Like how I discovered something about me, torching that, I don't want to exaggerate it, and standing there and shit scared. But I stood there. I couldn't help it. Now, you might be working with people who probably can live a life of compromise. They are survivalists. And you cannot be angry with them because they haven't discovered it. They are not blessed enough to be cursed.
Yeah, because it feels a bit like sometimes like...
Remember in Tenement Square, I don't know the whole background story. I'm going to use it for my purpose. The guy who stood in front of the tank, he actually was shopping for his family, walking back home, got pissed. And the tank was parading. He went and just stood in front of the tank. And that sparked the revolution that we are talking about it till today. He must have been the guy like me that day. If you ask me, do I want to be that guy? I don't want to be that guy. But that day he couldn't help it. Suddenly he stepped up. So now, hang on. Can we establish this? Is there an authenticity in everyone? And there are moments that it reveals it. I cannot choose it. I have dropped things, walked away from things, given up millions because by principle that was an abuse and I don't want to be part of it. And I don't even want to fight them because legally it might be right for them to do. But I say, I cannot be part of this. I don't want to do this. Because if I do it, I destroy my authenticity. If I destroy my authenticity, life will look purposeless. And the moment life looks purposeless, you know what you live for? The weekend getting drunk. By right, Monday should be the beginning of the real happy day. Now I get to go live me. Saturday, Sunday, I rest. If not, it reverses. Yeah. People live for Saturday, Sunday to get drunk. Now, again, I want to say this with incredible compassion and understanding. I think in your evolution, somewhere you hit the note, no, I can't do this anymore. Because if I cross this, I sell my soul.
Yeah. And sometimes I'm just like I see some people, they'll just do the bare minimum and they're fine.
Yeah, I pause you for a while. I correct you. Why are you trying to explain them?
No, but I'm kind of jealous.
Yeah, you should. I think it's an honest statement. Even I'm jealous. Sometimes I say, oh my God, he can compromise, he can do this. No, but let me go back to that question again. Like, I've been listening to you for a while, right? Why are the others so important? You see, let Appa correct you in this. You want to do it selflessly. You're not doing it for them, You're doing it for doing sake.
Yeah, but I have to work with them sometimes.
Okay, agreed. Okay, now, what you need to do is find a way to wake up and build a team you want to work with.
Yeah, we were having a meeting yesterday. We were talking to the two developers. And one of them, we've known him for a long time. One's a new boy. He's very young. He's 23 or something. And then I said to him, me and Amma were having the meeting. And I looked to him and I said, look, we're like this, okay? If we think it can be better, we're going to change it. And we might change it at the last minute. And it's like, I need you to know we're like this. And he was like, that's okay. The way he said it, I was like, okay, you get it.
But I think you must give everybody a chance to find their authenticity and connect to the bigger purpose. Let's say if you're doing the REU, you are doing it for the bigger purpose, for humanity, for young people, for people to discover. You're doing it.
Hold on. When this episode is out, REU is already out. So we talk about it as if it's out.
Okay. No, but you are doing it for all. And you are really doing it as a gift. It's not even for you. Here, enjoy. I'm so glad I had a part in it. Find people who can connect to it. But I'm telling you, even though I'm giving you this advice, I've been running this for like 35 years. Even I struggle to find. I got a few.
Yeah. And I had to think about that because I was just like, why am I doing this actually? What is the point of this? It's like you're just doing. And you're like, actually, wait. Why am I doing this? It's actually to help people. Hopefully to give them some insight.
And yes, that's the benefit. But why are you doing this? That's you. That is you. You have a deep need to serve rightly. You are like that chef. Yeah,
even when we were watching the show at the end, sorry if you guys saw this, season 3 has been out forever at this point. At the end, he will see the chef that taught him to be great and he's so traumatized by him and he goes up to him and he was like, I don't know what I'm going to say to you after fuck you, la. And the guy was like, how about thank you? And you're welcome. And the guy's like, what? And I'm just looking at him, I'm like, what do you expect? How do you expect to be great? You think being great doesn't come with all this trauma? It's not like...
No, to live listen to this, Amshi. To live your authenticity is all that matters. Because when your authenticity is mortgaged, you lose purpose. When you lose purpose, you only can live for relief.
But how do you instill that?
Why are you instilling that?
If you're working in a team...
Don't work and use them as a means to an end and find the right... See, remember this. I always tell this. Around Appa, there's a lot of work that happens. And I always say, hold on, because that door doesn't open. If you are not, it will replace. You are, maybe I'm accusing you, you are doing something wrong. You're trying to be right by that person when the person is wrong by themselves. You cannot be right by somebody who's being wrong by themselves, for themselves. Hang on. And you are not letting the right person show up.
So you think that there is no instilling meaning, there's just finding people who can see a meaning?
I have not managed to. If you want to take me, I could be a colossal failure. That could be a possibility. No, I've seen my masters, gurus, thousands of people they had. And they were living an incredible truth and evoking meaning. No, they didn't find it. That was a whorehouse, most often, from my view. So what I'm saying, hear me, this is something I'm getting from Paul too, You bow, where they are at. And if you don't open the door for them to leave, the right person won't come in. You see, the notion you can change somebody and you can install meaning in them is what Russia thought it can do to the people. That's what a dictator thinks. I will correct you and make you want this. I think we must bow to the truth. It is each person's journey. Right? Each person, like if you take a marriage, a relationship, it will work if both hold the same meaning. Right? Both hold. And each is trying to install their meaning. This is important to me. This is important to me. Right? And what happens if the base is different? Like you don't give a shit. Let's say let's say married to that chef, that his wife doesn't give a shit. Just give him his food. He doesn't know different. But he's saying no. I know. I want to uphold. Now what happens? We have a fundamental conflict. Then one tries to have power over the other. You must study Russia or China. They try to install a meaning in the people. Communal farming, anti-bourgeois. They forced it. Stalin killed so many people, asking them, like, what do you think Ukraine war is? Now, you must be very careful with this, right? If there is something spiritual, if anybody wants to know what is spiritual, tell me what you're helpless about. I am helpless in changing your mind. I can present the fact, but I am helpless in changing you. It is you that have to wake up to that and you bow. Do you know, I'll tell you a story, you might want to know about this. Buddha, after his enlightenment, will never stay longer than 3 days. Remember, there's many versions of the story. It's my version of the story. Somebody will write and say, no, he stayed 4 days. I'm like, sorry, but...
Nuances.
No, just nuances, okay. He stays 3 days and he will go sit in a tree, under a tree, and just sit 3 days. He get up and he walks away. Who follows, follows. Why didn't he preach and convert people? Follow. Who follows, follows. Who doesn't, who doesn't.
But that's what it comes down to, right? You lead by example.
No, you are thinking I can convert them. No, you cannot do that. You live you and ask, do you want to be part of this? No? Okay, fine, the people want to be part of it. And someone who's part of it, in time might walk away too. Their meaning might change. But most people that you work with, right? Let's say you work, not most, quite a few. It's all about their ego. They want to use everything to make themselves more. They are the people who miss the meaning.
Yeah.
My martial art master will say, if you haven't found a reason to die for, you haven't found a reason to live for. You understand? But I want you to see the mathematics. If you can't find your meaning, you can't find you will never find your purpose. Right? Why am I doing this? And whenever you don't find the purpose, why am I doing this? You will just do it for survival. You will betray every quality of you. I am not talking about the other. I'm talking about you. Cannot you bow? Let's not talk about it. This is some marrying type, some not marrying type in Indian, they say. You cannot change them. Some they say this one will stay in the house, this one will not stay in the house. You understand? It's like, why we have breeds? You say, I am not also fatalistic. You can change. You can change. I can't change you. I can be a catalyst if you choose to change. I can play a role in you discovering your purpose, but I cannot give you my purpose. You follow?
I guess that's the line. That's the question, I guess. It's like, how do you help, or in doing something, you try to make something happen, right? There are people who, like the developer yesterday, is like, that's okay, we'll make it work. Who you kind of say, you understand me, you kind of see what I'm doing, you kind of get it. I feel like you're on my team.
No, but you're also making a mistake. You're crossing over and thinking of his interests also. You want him to be part of the team.
I want him to care about what he's doing.
No, you also care about him. I can sense. You want come. And you're telling, to be part of me, you have to comply to this purpose, these values, right?
You don't have to fully understand what I'm doing, but I want you to do your best and that to matter.
And you tell him, if he can't, keep the door slightly open so they can leave. Remember, the world has 8 billion people? Find the right people. I know I sound so cold, but I tell you, I have done this mistake so many times. Keep the person because it's the best thing for them, but they are not fit for the job. They can't find the meaning. Like sometimes what I do, people say, why are you doing what you do? Like I sit for hours and talk to people. So why are you doing this? Why did you go break? That's my meaning. I'm going to stand up for them. Whatever time they have, little time they can be with me, the best of me. I don't want to cheat them. Whatever. My purpose. You take that away, I would not know why I'm alive. Now, hang on. Pause a minute. Let me jab something here. Life is not all this fun, have a good time, TikTok, Instagram, or just, it's not that, Life is about you and what represents you truthfully, that you can't help it. You are a performer. You know why you are a performer? I don't know. You dance. But I think why you dance is you want to give the best to the people. So I think one of your purposes is don't be selfish, be selfless. I think if you're ever selfish, you collapse. And you are cursed by it. You sometimes wish, why can't I be selfish? You will hit that. So you found something about you that my value is I need to include all. You are cursed by it. Somebody else is cursed by something else.
Yeah, it's like when we used to dance, right? As when I was younger, before I was 13, 14, we do a competition. And we would just be play, and we'll do it and leave. And I would think, we did good enough. People clapped first. And the teacher would come back after the thing. You should stop being complacent, all of you. You have to do your best. How can you go on this? She knows. She knows us. She knows maybe we gave 85, but we should be giving 150. And I remember thinking, shit, she saw that we didn't do our best. And if we don't, so from then you just have this feeling where it's like, if I don't leave it at 150% and I walk away.
No, what did you discover about you through that?
Because I didn't like the feeling of somebody
who gave less.
Of being the person who gave less, and worst of all, being called out for it.
No. What you discovered about you, I am not comfortable being the person who didn't give the best, right? Yeah. I see you when you make me breakfast. I see in everything you do. I'm like, take it easy. It's okay. So now you are cursed to be that person. Honor it. Sometimes I wish I am not that guy. You have no idea the trouble I've been in. It's not the first time I burned down an orchard. I've done some.
Burned down one orchard?
No. I wish I could get up and walk away. But it's not that I have a morality. I can't help it. Find out what is it that you cannot help it. They call it Swadharma, your essential nature. And that essential nature might not show up,
You know what's crazy? In you see this about me, right? But when in the PAT, for one of the trades there is customer service. My customer service is monitor. It's the worst it can possibly be. I literally don't care. But I always, when I cook a dinner, when I bake something, I need it to be at least as best as I could have done.
That's it.
But that's for me.
No, I said that the customer service is very high customer service. You be very careful. They can be con artists. I know to give you what will make you happy. You are giving them what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Why do they have certain bakery by somebody's name? I don't know what I forgot. This is his cookies or what is it?
Freaking Jocelyn's cakes.
Okay. And that is not a standard for you, it's a standard for them. If you see clothing, the high expensive clothing, It was a standard of the designer, not you. I guarantee that person customer service is low because he doesn't care about you, it cares about its standard. Van Gogh didn't paint to sell his painting in the marketplace. I guarantee his customer service is low because he painted for his heart. I want something from you that you think is the best that you can give me, not what I want. There are also people who want just give me what I want. There also. So it doesn't matter. You should not work in the front counter servicing customers. That's all it says. But I would rather you eat a cake you bake because I know you gave your heart onto it.
That's why I always say my favorite cake is my own cake.
Yeah. And you said don't misjudge it. But again, we go back to purpose. Huh? Can you live a life without purpose? It's very difficult. What is purpose? Anywhere I can live my authenticity. What is authenticity? An accidental discovery that you are cursed. Like Yuji, an enlightened man. And I like him. If you listen to him, be careful. He's very grumpy. You think I'm grumpy, he's grumpy. He says it's the greatest calamity. I have to be this. I cannot negotiate. You follow me? So what is it about you that you woke up to realize it cannot be negotiated? Right? Cannot be negotiated. I think I'm still the boy burning that orchard for my friend and standing up for him. I still think that's what I'm doing. And I think it is not something to be proud about.
But you see how that, I came to understand those things, right? It's other people helped me see it. Sharina helped me see it when I didn't give my best at the show.
That's why you need a life.
Yeah.
People say, what is the point of life? Where else can you get a mirror? But now, you will run into people who will avoid that. And those are the people you work because you have to. When you can help it, you find the right people to work.
Okay, let's stop here. Because I feel like this episode is like a part one to the next part that I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
All right, so stay tuned for the next half.
Bye-bye.
Bye.